Hello, my name is Brenda Morgan and I live in Nacogdoches, Texas. I am against the tar sands pipeline, but I'm also against fracking and oil drilling in any way, shape, or form. I really think the big issue here is that we as a people need to look at our lifestyle and look at how greedy we are in our own individual lives and how we use resources with no care at all. And so I'm against all of it because I believe that it's all poisonous, it's all contaminating. It all has the opportunity to spoil the water, to spoil the land, spoil the air, and in which case then it's suicidal then to continue with this kind of agenda. So I really think that it's necessary for all of us to take a good look at how we live and how we use these resources and how we can do without them. Instead of moving about so much in the world, maybe it's necessary for us to be still or to move differently by foot or by bicycle. But to not put all this energy into trying to find this new form of energy that is going to enable us to live the same life that we live now, because I don't think it's sustainable on any level. We absolutely must question how we use these resources and why we use them, and that we generously share them with the rest of the world, that we not be the only country on the planet that uses 45% of the world's resources, or 50%, or 25%, 35%. It doesn't really matter. We're 300 million people here. And when you compare that to the rest of the world, it's insane.
And Brenda, you've traveled a lot of the world.
Yes.
So you've seen other ways that people live.
Right.
And so can you say a little bit more about that and just draw on the contrast in terms of how we live?
I think that, when you travel in other places, say south of the border here, whether it's Mexico or Central America or South America, you're going to look at people who are living much differently than we live. And they use far less resources than we do. And for instance, taking a bath. Most people don't take a bath every day. They just don't, regardless of whether they work hard or not. And I think that Americans have this belief that we should just have everything. And we should have as much of everything that we want. We should have as much space as we want. We should have as much water, and we should have the capacity to fly about the world and travel the world and travel the country and run around in our cars here and there, rather than being mindful of how this movement or how this lifestyle really does leave an enormous impact on the earth. They say that that in the United States, one child born in this country has the impact of 300 children in a third world country, an undeveloped nation. That's how how wasteful we are, and how much we use up everything that is given us. A child, perhaps in a third world country, will never own a car, for instance, will never own a car. And perhaps a child in this country may have a $30,000 automobile by the time they're 16.
Unsustainable.
Unsustainable. Unsustainable. Because the real problem is that as a result of television and radio, music, everybody now wants to live like we do. And so now it's not just Americans who want to live in a 10,000 square foot house is everybody wants to live big. Everybody wants to have multiple vehicles and multiple toys, and they're not thinking about how all of this contributes to the destruction of the planet. Without the planet, there's no life for us.